So I have got a massive crack in my windscreen. What happened was I was behind a truck and a stone came off the truck, hit the edge of the windscreen, and then I heard it bouncing up over the top of the car while we were going along a dual carriageway, and the result was that. There's also a small sort of starburst crack just there. It's not very easy to see. It's just there. That was repaired by Autoglass and hasn't gotten any worse. But they're coming out today to fix that one over there, so it's costing £95 just as an insurance excess. But I'm a bit worried that they might screw it up because the windscreen on this car is totally flush with the rest of the body, so panels will have to come off and it's going to be quite a job. So as you can see, this is where the stone is hit, just right on the edge there. And as you can see, the windscreen is totally flush with the rest of the car. So I think what's going to have to happen is all this in here is going to have to come out. It's going to be a right nightmare. And my camera, I'm going to have to get that off because they're going to have to somehow remove all of this. Now I don't know how the windscreens are supplied, if they come with brackets for this pre-attached or whether this will have to get removed somehow by cutting through glue. Hopefully not. I'd imagine it would come with brackets pre-attached for this and it would just be a matter of putting screws in. But I'm going to get the camera off just now. So the camera came off quite easy. I just had to apply some force to it and just gently pull it off. And I reckon I could heat that up with a heat gun and it'll sort of go back to the right shape and I could just stick it back on again. If not, then you could get these fairly cheaply off eBay. And then that cable there, this is just for the power to the camera, that's going to have to come out. And I think I've tucked it up into here, so it should be able to just hang down there while the guy does the work. Like that. So it's a lot simpler than I thought. That's a clip for the rain sensor, and I think that's just another support there for the rest of the casing which goes over, and that's just another view of it. And so that just popped apart quite easily, eh?
Yeah,
oh, there's another crack up there that we've never saw.
That's probably me just twisting the mirror off.
Alright.
The glass is quite far.
Now he's trying to remove the wipers, but unfortunately the jaws on his tool aren't exactly wide enough to grasp it properly around the sort of lip around the sides. So this is the rain sensor module for the wipers, and it's got some sort of gooey stuff on the front of it, which I think presses right up against the glass. Just the whole front of it. It looked like hard epoxy, but it's not. So to get the front trim off where the window wipers are, they had to take some screws out in the front. This is one of them that had to come out. That bit there didn't have to be touched. And they had a lot of bother getting this side panel off the car. The way it's designed is just so stupid. Like most of BMW stuff, designs are quite poor and overly complex. So they finally did manage to get it off, and the trouble was these bottom clips there, it was just a nightmare. They couldn't get their tools in to get them off. That's just a better view of that part. And that part just clips on to the sides there, and that's where they couldn't get their tools in. Just to get those clips undone. That's just the black part, the shiny black bit that just goes in there. And they also had to take the white trims off around the sides. And that's them just removing the trims there. There's little clips, and they were supplied with a few spare ones because they did break as they were being removed. That's that plastic front bit which came out, and as far as I know, a screw had to come out there, and it looks as though there was 3 across the middle as well which had to come out, and 1 over the far side. And that's I'm now just getting the cutting wire installed, ready just to cut around the glue. This was the side that they had the most bother with. They really struggled to get the plastic trim off on this side for some reason. And that's all the screws that have to come out. They had to take this plastic part there off, I think, as well. And that's just so they could get the door seal off, so they could get into the windscreen properly. And that's a better view of those plastic clips. Oh, and finally, that's what it looks like with the whole part taken off. And now they can get into the windscreen properly.
Cheers. That's it.
So here's the old windscreen and some pictures of the car partly taken to bits. That's just the old sealing glue hanging off there. And right inside the front there we were able to see the fuse box for the car as well, and some other modules and things.
Good.
Just like cool that it kind of comes out, eh?
Well, to be honest, I have to make it look cool.
Wait a minute, how do you get that going again?
After you broke mine, it's modified.
I don't feel as bad now. Honestly, I was gutted seeing that. Yeah, I'm under.
No, I'm not. Scared to put it down. Right. Come on.
Peg there.
Okay.
So I'm happy with the job. The windscreen was fitted quite well, and they were able to put it all back together no problem. So they asked that I would email the pictures from the job to them to use as training materials, because that's the first i3 they've ever done. They've done an i8 before, but not an i3, so it was a new one for them, but Autoglass did a good job.